Okay, hello everyone. My name is Gladys, Ambassador Gladys, and today I will be speaking to you on the strengthening women's agribusiness enterprise vis-a-vis sustainably growing Africa's food system. This will be focusing on the African Continental Free Trade Area, the opportunities that abound for women in the AFCTA. I want to welcome you to this podcast. And this is one of so many series that you might be getting from us. For those who are members of the Dynamic Divas and Women Empowerment Forum, DDWEF, I welcome you all. For those who are from other organizations, thank you for listening. The overview for this podcast will be the importance of women in agribusiness and the significance of sustainable food systems in Africa. What are the role of women in agribusiness? You would ask, what are the role of women in agribusiness? There's no gainsaying in the whole of Africa and even in the world that women entrepreneurs are very dynamic to the growth of a nation. They contribute a bigger and larger chunk part of the GDP of a country. Hence, I employ us women to see ourselves as that fulcrum that will bring about sustainability, especially in the food sector. In Africa today, many countries are plagued with food security challenges, even in our country, Nigeria. So, what is the role of women? We are going to be discussing that, as well as the sustainable food systems in Nigeria and Africa. We will be discussing that as well. We will also discuss the African Continental Free Trade Area and how we can tap into opportunities. And finally, also, we'll be talking about empowering women entrepreneurs and the space of collaboration and partnership. As we go on this journey, I want you to pay attention. Take your pens and papers and see if you can put something down. You can send in your question when the podcast gets to you, and we'll be sure to answer to all of your questions. So, like I said, what's the role of women in agribusiness? Women do play a vital role in agribusiness, especially in Africa. Let's narrow it down to Nigeria and for other women too in other African countries. They are contributing significantly to food production, processing, and marketing. However, they face challenges such as access to finance, proper training, that is capacity development, and land ownership. Land ownership now is even much more a situation, especially in the countries that are plagued with crisis of insecurity, internal terrorism, insurgencies, as the case may be. Let's take a picture of a woman who is a farmer cultivating crop in the fields, let's say in Nigeria. I give you Grace, a female entrepreneur who started her own organic vegetable farm and employs other women from her community, empowering them through sustainable agric practices. What do you think will happen to those women? They will get better yields as much as to also evolve to have their own small farms. And they in turn will also engage other young women or other women to work with them. That way there's a ripple effect and there's more commodities available for consumers to get. More commodity available for those who purchase for export, or for networks of women that can help in making these commodities available outside of their own frontiers. We'll come to collaboration and partnership. The other point I said we were going to talk about is sustainable food systems. Sustainable food systems in Africa and in Nigeria as well focus on environmentally friendly practices with efficient resource use and the equitable distribution of these resources and land use. This approach ensures food security, economic growth, and environmental protection. I give you an instance. Let's say there's a cycle of sustainable food production and consumption and waste management in a community. Yeah. You know that of all of these spaces, the sustainable food, the consumption, and waste management kind of work in hand to make sustainable food system. If a female farmer who cultivates a field produces crops, the person, say for instance plantain, she has a field of plantain. The person who deals on plantain chips, comes in and buy these plantains from her for her production of plantain chips. Then, in the course of making plantain chips, of course, you don't use the back. That back that is seen as waste can actually be recycled, sometimes into biogas, sometimes into powder form. But at the end of the day, if it's regarded as waste, it is recycled. It is turned into manure, either the biogas for cooking, or it is decomposed for manure. That way, the cycle of the food system, the food chain, is complete. So nothing goes to waste. Everything is used. Same by the women. For example, women's cooperative in Africa tends to implement organic farming methods to produce maybe healthy pesticides, free crops, promoting community health and environmental sustainability. With all of this illustration I just mentioned, they can turn this around and have this cooperative of women can decide to say, okay, from our waste of our crops or our produce, we can actually create healthy they can create pesticides which does not affect crops, which are not chemically induced. Thereby, when it is used in the atmosphere, you do not have any cause of worry to say it will be harmful to the people living in the community. That way, the sustainable food system chain is achieved. Then, let's come to the business, the opportunity part of it. I told you that we're going to take a brief on the African Continental Free Trade Area. This is an export hub platform that helps empower, train, enable exporters of commodity or smallholder farmers or people in agribusiness, especially women, to be able to get their produce, their commodity out of their space into the larger spaces. It represents opportunities for both men and women in agribusiness in Africa and Nigeria too. It also provides access to new markets. AFCTA provide access to new market, not just your local consumers, but rather to new markets where what you have can be appreciated further. It reduces trade barriers for members or for those who access entry through the AFCTA. It also fosters economic growth across of Africa. It enables women entrepreneurs to expand their businesses and enhance competitiveness. If you see countries involved in the AFCTA, they are quite enormous, and the potential trade routes for women led to the agribusiness enterprise in Nigeria. I like to give examples when I talk. Say, for instance, Sarah, a female agripreneur. Agripreneur, somebody who is into agribusiness in Nigeria, exports her organic produce to neighboring African countries, say to Gambia, neighboring African country, under the AFCTA agreement. This tends to increase her market reach and profitability. Definitely not how much she will sell at local place or local space where she belongs. It will not be the same she will sell when she's able to export it to neighboring countries. Then we talk about empowering women. Empowering women. We cannot overemphasize the need that women should be empowered. We cannot. Okay, we're back from our small break in transmission. So let's talk about empowerment, which is the next point for this podcast. As an agribusinesspreneur or an agripreneur, you need empowerment. For a woman in agribusiness, you need empowerment. And empowerment can not only be when you are giving sustenance. Empowerment includes training. It includes mentorship. It includes access. It includes partnership. It also includes collaboration. Anything that can help boost the potential of your business, your agribusiness, is a form of empowerment. And you cannot do without empowerment. Seek empowerment that can help grow your business. Seek empowerment that can give you that added value to turning your business into a multinational phenomenon. Like I said, it involves training, financial support. It involves access to resources, and resources can be land, can be yield, can be inputs, can be networks that can help boost what you do in the space of agribusiness. Women have a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of organization, a lot of funding organizations that are ready to support what women do in agribusiness. And it is very essential that women begin to tap into these resources that are out there. Seek it out. Ask questions. Join groups. Join opportunities that will help you. For instance, Aisha, a young lady who is an entrepreneur, receives mentorship and funding to start her organic, maybe say organic skincare business. That's empowerment for her. That will make her succeed because this is a desire. She gets funding empowerment. She will also seek out mentorship empowerment for those who have been in such space of business so that she can be able to thrive in that business that she has chosen or that she has a level of passion for. So finally, the last point in my podcast in the topic we're discussing is the challenges faced by women in agribusiness. There's no space that does not have its challenge. There's no business, there's no opportunity that does not have its other side. So women, even in agribusiness, face these challenges. Even in Africa, we know about the most common of it is the patrilineal challenges of not being able to access land directly as a member of a community. But then, if you do not live in your community, you can access land outside of your community. There are so much land that are being opened for lease. Some people buy lands for the needs to build, but because of resources yet to build, they open the lands up for people to lease and cultivate in it. You can take advantage of such lands wherever you find yourself and grow your agri business. Give yourself a term of how long you want to run that business before you have your own piece of land that you can buy and be sustainable in it. In Africa, this some of these challenges include access to finance. It's very, 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 very difficult for um, women to access finance. Meanwhile, women are those that even get to pay back their loans if they are eventually given loans to run a business. They're very diligent in their loan repayment as against their male counterparts. Study has shown and proven it. But then it's a challenge because it will be said that they may not have the collateral for accessing loan, they don't have the surety for accessing loan. Also for land, they have situation with getting land, like we've said initially, and this tends to hinder their full participation in agribusiness. Now, I give you an example of Mary, who is a farmer in Kenya, struggling to secure a loan to expand her farm. But just due to this limited financial resources available, she's not able to move forward. These are very pertinent challenges that we face, and some other challenges, home challenges, family challenges. You have to deal with family and running an agribusiness. You have to deal with children and running an business. The competitive factor from our male counterpart. Then there's also competitive factor from your female counterpart as well, especially when you are in the same space of business. But like they said, the sky is so big for a lot of birds to fly. Even engineered birds, which are airplanes, is also fly the air. So why can't we just thrive? We should be able to thrive. As I round off on this podcast, I want to share with you some key takeaways. Very important. Oh yes, there's one other part we need to talk about: collaboration and partnership. You cannot overemphasize collaboration and partnership. This is what we are doing in DDWEF. It's what we do. We collaborate with partnership with well-meaning organizations to be able to find the opportunity and bring back to our women. We collaborate with government offices. We collaborate with corporate organizations to see how we can tap into resources, access to financial resources, land, input for women in agribusiness, especially in the whole value chain of agribusiness. You cannot overemphasize it. So I encourage women in collaboration and partnership, join networks, join forums, attend where there's a women summit. You will learn a new thing. You will learn something that you do not know exists out there. Develop yourself, especially in this era of social media. Develop yourself so that you'll be able to tell and sell your story globally, and they'll see what you do. You cannot overemphasize that. Collaborations can be among stakeholders, can be among government agency, development partners, support system, women support groups. There's need for us to collaborate and partner together. I want to encourage you, if you have friends who have not joined DDWEF, bring them. Let us see how we can have synergy, we can work together and help expand on what is necessary for women to grow in agribusiness. So like I said, the key takeaways should be the need for empowerment. Get yourself empowered in all of the spectrum: training, finance, input, access. Get empowerment to run your agribusiness. Then collaborate. I keep saying to some people that collaboration is the new competition. Collaborate. You can never know it all. You learn, you relearn, you unlearn and relearn. You can never know it all. So collaborate is very important. What I've said to you is not something you've not heard before. I'm just trying to open up your minds again to the need that do not pause. Be intentional. Do not pause. Every day, add one value to yourself. Even if it's a value you have looked at before, rejig it, retweak it, and refine it. Every day, tell yourself you can do something additionally to what you do in agribusiness. Collaboration is very important. Partner with the right group, partner with ventures, partner with organizations that you can get value from, and equally add value to them. You know, I want to urge us as we listen to this podcast, as you send in your questions, let us see where we can support, where we can help. Any burning questions within you, let us know, because investing in women is a guarantee that a nation remains food secured and food sustained. Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to your questions, and hopefully I'll be able to do justice to it. I appreciate. Regards to everyone. Bye.